3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome everyone back to another episode of Anchors Away. My name is Nate, joined by my father and dad, Kevin. Welcome. We just did our Seahawks mock draft a couple days ago, and that one's starting to get some traction. But it's been a couple days. So how are you doing? How's the week been going for you?
Doing good. Just hanging out, just getting through, the week, and happy hump day. So let's get through it.
Yeah. It definitely feels like it's been a longer than just being Wednesday now. It feels more like Friday for me myself. It's just kind of been one of those weeks that just feels very long for no real reason. Haven't done really anything, but just a long week.
Just a long week. Yeah.
With that said, kind of every team besides the Storm really, have something going on this week. Kraken played a little bit. Sounders are going to play tonight. Mariners won again, with Logan Gilbert, and we can talk about him later on.
Yeah.
And then the Seahawks with their draft coming up tonight. But we're going to keep the tradition of the question at the start of every episode. This one, it should get no problem. It's a very, I think, easy question. And it's a huge part in, the Seattle sports history. So it's a two-part question. Again, I still think you'll be able to get this one pretty easily. But in what year and how many hits did Ichiro have when he broke the single-season hit record?
Okay. That was George Sisler's record.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what year? I want to say it was after 2010, right?
Oh, no.
No. So 2008?
Nope.
6.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah.
What year?
2004.
Was it really that after he joined?
Yeah. Only took him 3 years.
Whoa. And did he finish that year something like 211 hits?
No, way higher.
242.
Closer.
Yeah. Because what was the record?
So the record was 257.
257.
And he did actually add on to that as well. So
yeah, so somewhere around like 264.
262.
262.
So
okay.
yeah, he broke the record.
But 2004.
Yeah, 2004.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, wow. Okay, that surprises me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that fast.
Yeah, I was when I got this question, there was an article, a Mariners website somewhere, and they were kind of talking about just how actually impressive it was that, he was able to just pick it up so quickly, and in a year 3 was able to go for 262 in a year. So
wow.
Yeah.
That's okay, that really puts it into perspective, and Hall of Famer for sure, and nice to see him get into the Mariners Hall of Fame this year. So
yep, that's going to be August, I think 26th through 28th is kind of that Ichiro weekend.
Yeah.
So if you are still in the Seattle area, you might as well check it out. They're going to be kind of doing the same thing that they did with the Griffey weekend.
Okay.
I know how we did when I had the 20 game package, they did the Hall of Fame plaque. They did a couple other things. So I think they're doing the same thing with Ichiro as well. So be a cool one to go to, kind of spend the weekend up there, and then But since we are talking about the Mariners, and this is kind of a current thing that just recently happened here, just about hour, I guess at 6:40 at this point, so a couple hours now. But Marco Gonzales started and got hit by a 109 mile an hour line drive right to his throwing hand.
Yeah.
So I think this is kind of transition into this and kind of talk about what are the options here, what do you think is going to happen here if it does turn out to be a significant time where he's going to have to miss?
And he will miss time.
Mm-hmm.
That's who knows what he has, but just the way it looked, he's done.
Yeah.
Sorry. So now the question is, who takes his spot?
Mm-hmm.
the first thought I have in mind is the next guy up, George Kirby.
Yep. And I do have his stat line for the year in front of me.
Okay.
4 starts, 1.37 ERA, 19 innings, 13 hits, 25 strikeouts.
I think George Kirby is coming up.
Yep, his last appearance, and they're definitely on a pitch count with him because he did not throw many pitches. But last start yesterday, 5 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, 5 strikeouts on 76 pitches. So I think that would probably be the guy to at least see what you got.
Yeah,
with him.
yeah. I definitely think so. We've already done our thing with Sheffield. I mean, and that would be the first.
He's a reliever.
Would think.
Yeah, he's a reliever.
But he's a reliever now, and he's really only good for 2 innings max anyway, because teams just pick him up so fast that it's like, okay, he's good for those first 2, and then they figure him out, and then it's lights out. So, no, he's definitely long relief. 2 innings at max, 3 innings maybe.
I guess the big thing here, and I'm kind of looking it up now, but do you happen to know if he's on the 40-man roster with Kirby?
Kirby?
Yeah.
I think he is.
Okay. Let me just get this pulled up. He's not. Okay.
He's not.
So that's going to change the being able to call up. So just kind of looking at the Rainiers roster on the 40-man, you got Nick. I've never been able to say his name. Margevicius. Yep.
Margevicius.
You got him. Yep. Wyatt Mills, not a starter. Riley O'Brien. That's what you got on your 40-man right now to call up, pitching wise.
Nah, they're going to have to make a move.
Yeah. I think at this point, we already know what we kind of got with Nick. He's fine. He's not good though.
Right.
The other 2 guys are more relief pitchers anyway. Our bullpens, let's not mess that up. There's no reason to bring a bullpen guy up.
No.
So I guess what would be kind of what's the move then? Do you try and go for like a free agent that still might be out there?
That's a possibility. I don't know what would be left.
Yeah, ultimately it's going to depend, how long is he actually out, is it, I broke my hand a few times there. And it always, at least for me, was about a 6-week, and honestly, and granted, I don't have a major league baseball staff, trying to make me heal. But I know at least, it took about 6 weeks. And that's definitely enough time where it's like you don't want. It's a kind of that weird point because it's not a 60-day injured list move where it would feel worth like, okay, let's go trade for somebody. We're a team right now that's top of the AL. Like if the season ended today, we'd be in the playoffs. So we're kind of in that position right now. But it's also too short of a time where it's like I don't really want to trade like any prospect for like a guy. One name that does kind of just stick out right away here, Johnny Cueto. He's still a free agent.
Is he still a free agent?
Yep, at least according to Sports Illustrated. So who knows if that's actually right or not. But as of right now, it does look like he's a free agent. Guy who could, get 5 to 6 innings every outing. It definitely makes the rotation a little more right-handed heavy, which I would rather see another left-hander in there. But could be a potential guy. Another name that I'm seeing right away, Chris Archer at 33.
It might be worth a spin on him. Bring him back home.
Might be worth talking to him. So at least there's a couple names. To do. Just kind of go through this list one more time, make sure I didn't miss anyone. That would be actually maybe worth. Brett Anderson is a lefty, so that might be a guy to look at also.
Okay.
So it does, and then obviously Felix, free agent. If we wanted to come back, that would definitely be not the move. But he's out there too. So
there's a reason he's out there too.
So at least there are a couple names. If we find out it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks, maybe it's worth looking at one of these guys, especially with Kirby not on the 40-man, which is that's surprising.
That's surprising. I'm trying to figure out how we were able to protect him.
And I don't know, maybe especially let me go back to the main screen there. The Rule 5 draft that would have already passed, right? That should be over.
Yeah, it should have been over. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, how they pulled that one off, I'm not really sure. I would have thought, maybe a Baltimore would have been, oh, George Kirby's there. Well, we'll put him on the opening day roster because of the ceiling he has.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So that is it's a little bit surprising, at least not on the Mariners website either. So,
and here's the other weird timing on this whole thing. Teams are dropping 2 players next week.
Yep. Yeah, they go down to 26.
Yeah, so you can only have 13 position players and 13 pitchers on your staff. So that may open up some candidates. I don't know.
Yeah, that'll be very interesting to see what they do.
I'm sure DePoto's been on the horn already, and I'm sure teams have been calling him already.
Yeah.
As soon as Gonzales went down, I'm sure they have some players that will be interesting that comes up.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Which brings up the other point. What do we do when Torrens is back and Haniger is back? Haniger is probably looking at this weekend coming back. Torrens, it sounds like he's a little bit longer. But Sewald is back tonight. They already sent Penn down to the Tacoma.
Yeah.
So, I mean, those are 2 players that are going to be coming back. So really, at that point, are you looking at having to drop 3 position players to bring on Torrens and Haniger?
Yeah, I mean, I think the move that I'd be looking at, just kind of looking at the roster right now, I think Cal just plays too good a defense not to keep him up. So Torrens would probably be the guy you move down there.
Although Raleigh he looks lost at batting.
He does. Not a good batter. Where Tom Murphy does still, he's hitting pretty well.
Yeah.
Is Donovan Walton really on our major league roster?
Yes.
Okay, well, you sent him down.
Yep, you'd be sending him down.
And then the hard part shows up at this point. I guess it'd be Torrens and Walton. Send those guys down.
Yeah.
Because Toro's played well. Suarez not. Dylan Moore will never not have a job on a major league roster.
Right.
Kind of looking at the pitching.
I mean, Matt Koch. You can send.
Maybe Matt Festa also. But Matt Koch. Yeah, Matt Koch. Yeah.
Yeah. Cook would. I would send him down. He just.
Yeah, he did not have a great going the other day either.
And he did. Yeah, he's had like back-to-back bad games or whatever, and it's just kind of he pitched to what his stat line looked like. So I'm like, he's.
Yep. All right. Well, at least we kind of cleared that up. So there's your guys that you send down, and hopefully it's a kind of speedy recovery for him, because I know we've kind of had the issues with him, but it does seem like he's kind of getting back to pitching at least quality starts and giving them some innings. So hopefully it's not too bad, and hopefully they can hopefully go the free agent route instead of trading some prospects for a guy.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's weird with the M's right now, because, even though, as we're doing this podcast and they're playing right now, and it's like 3-1 in the top of the 7th, you can't count the Mariners out this year.
No.
That's still too close of a score to say, they can't come back.
Yep.
This team can score, like they did last night, 7 runs in an inning. So that you almost have to watch the full 9 innings, because here we go again. So yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah, definitely not like some of those few years there where it was like, oh, it's 2-1, not worth watching. They're not going to get a hit. Watch it. But like you said, it definitely feels like at any inning that offense can pop off and go for some runs. So, like we just said, that they can score runs at will. Kind of seems like the Sounders can kind of score when they want to.
There's a good one. Yeah, when they want.
Big match tonight. Going against Pumas down there. Like I think you said a week ago, was the fastest sellout that they've had.
They sold 60,000 tickets in 15 minutes.
Yeah, so very big match. You can tell that team and that fan base is very excited for this. So let's kind of transition here to the Sounders, coming off a tough L to, I believe it was San Jose. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one, but what are you kind of looking for out of this team after coming off kind of let's be honest, a disappointing loss?
Yeah, to get scored 3 goals on in didn't do anything.
Yeah.
In the back of my head, watching Brian there talk about the team and stuff, and someone asked him, "Is the team nervous or how are they?" I think they probably are a little, butterfly-ish going down there. I mean,
Uh-oh.
Oh,
there you
are. So it's going to be interesting as far as how they attack this game. That's kind of interesting. When my internet connection is going wild.
Yeah, you're back now.
Okay. But it was really unique. Just from a standpoint of, they've played in front of crowds before, when they've been in the Cup. But this is going to be different. I mean, this is going to be a hostile environment. So it'll be really interesting to see how the Sounders pull this off. Now, they are healthy, going in with a full crew, so I think that's a good sign. And really, I think Lodero will kind of dictate tonight's game. However he goes, the Sounders obviously go anyway, but I really think he'll be kind of the one directing traffic. And if they come out with a tie or there's only a point difference, watch out next weekend, next Wednesday, because it will be a madhouse in Seattle.
Yeah, definitely agree. I mean, kind of some just interesting things as I'm just kind of, typing away, doing some research while listening as well. These teams are pretty similar. I mean, they're both in their leagues coming off 2-game losing streaks. So both having some issues there. Pumas has been playing 2 games a week for the last 2 months, that's actually quite a bit for soccer. And then tonight they're going to be without their starting center back, Arturo Ortiz, most likely without star striker Juan Deneno. I don't know how to say that, but something like that. And another midfielder, Lionel Lopez. So whereas, like you said, Seattle for the most part is coming in pretty healthy. And this kind of an interesting stat, and I don't know if this is legit or not, but the Sounders are attempting to be the first team to win in Mexico City. First American club to win a match in Mexico City. So they are going into a hostile environment there. Like you said, 60,000 fans screaming. That's going to be a... this is good to know. That I did not know this. There is no away goal tiebreaker in the CCL final. So even if so it's
just straight aggregate. So it's wow. Okay.
If the two teams are equal after 180 minutes, there will be a 30-minute overtime. So even if it's 2-2 and let's say Seattle scored, I don't know how to make this right, but let's we scored 2 away, Puma scores 1 and 1. It doesn't matter that we had 2 away goals. We're going to overtime. So that's interesting. That's something, if I showed up on the 4th and started watching and all of a sudden, well, we have the away aggregate, it's fine. Like we have a lead. Not the case in this one. Okay, so that's unique. Yeah, so not only would the Sounders be the first team to win in Mexico City, they'd be the first team basically out of the MLS to win a CONCACAF. So there's kind of a lot on the line tonight for the Sounders, and even Pumas. They don't want to be the first team to lose in Mexico City either. So that's
this is going to be
a good match.
It's going to be fun. Yeah. Absolutely. I think it's definitely must-see TV.
Yes.
Because it's an international and it's not a friendly.
No, it's not.
So this is going to be real interesting. So, it's going to be knockout, drag out. Soccer match coming up, and it's going to be fun. And Rudy, Raul is just going to be hanging around waiting to strike. I mean, in the back of his head, he's just going to wait.
Especially one of the first episodes we did where he came back, I think after the injury or whatever, and was just right there every single time, and it just could not find the net. So, I think he'll be going out there ready to kind of show that he is a legit goal scorer and can put some away hopefully tonight.
Exactly. And a shout out to Marshawn Lynch, the new owner, for that hype video.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
If people haven't seen that hype video for Sounders, definitely go out there and Google it, find it. It's worth the watch.
Yeah, no, the one that you sent me, sounder@heart.com, they had it. So you can definitely, it's pretty easy to find, just Marshawn Lynch Sounders. It is worth the watch. It's funny. And
probably not safe for work.
No,
unless you have the volume down.
Yeah, don't watch it at work. You'll probably get busted for that one. But talking about Marshawn Lynch, doing the Sounders hype video, we kind of mentioned this, but now a co-owner of the Kraken, who have 3 games left to play in their season, playing the Kings in Seattle tonight. No playoffs, just some fun matches to kind of end the year. But it's been they haven't lived up to what I think the initial thought was going to be. Right. I think a lot of people were, we're going to be Vegas and go make the Stanley Cup in the first year, which did not happen. And for me, that's fine. You're an expansion team. I think that was a one-off that happened with Vegas anyway.
They had some unique situation too that they were able to get players, and there was just a different situation.
Yeah, and I mean, even now, like, they're not even making the playoffs, and they have a ton of salary cap problems. So it might have been cool for that first year, but now they are going through it now. But let's kind of talk about the Kraken and just kind of that year in review. What'd you like seeing the first year of the new hockey team in Seattle?
Yeah, I think there were definitely splashes, throughout the year that you could actually go, okay, these are our players. These are who I'm going to get behind. And, Yanni, shout out to him, first of all, for his 100th career goal this past weekend. And I think it was his 20th with the Kraken. So congratulations there. We got a good core of players, setting up for next year. I mean, we got, when you look at it, Yanni is there, McCann, Eberle, Dunn, Wenberg, Donato, and of course, Maddie.
Yeah.
I mean, what is it? 7 games, 6 points now?
Yeah, something like that.
Some outrageous thing. So, I think there's our scoring that'll come in, because I was looking at it, the standings, and it's like, okay, we basically have to get basically another 20 games.
Yeah.
To be logical. So how do we get there?
Yeah.
How do we get those 20 games won? So Banyers is going to be a great start. Sprong, I think, is also going to be a good pickup for us.
See the second round pick?
We picked him up on a trade, I want to say, but we also picked up a 2023 draft pick from him as well. So, but yeah, he's going to do fine. And I think, overall,
Riker Evans.
We were like, let's go ahead and, make the playoffs the first year. But, things happen. Again, Seattle fans have been out in force this whole season to root those guys on. They are still playing hard, so it's nice to see them finish out the season strong. And I think there's nothing but good things for the Kraken next season. And it'll be an interesting offseason, because we definitely have draft capital now, and it'll be interesting to see what they do as far as, now they know who they kind of have.
Yeah.
Now they can go and fill the holes. So it'll be interesting.
And just to kind of throw this out there too, but they did just sign Riker Evans, their second round pick last year.
That's right.
To that entry level contract. So that'll be good to probably have him pulled up. He was with Regina out of Western Hockey League. So okay. Some people in Everett might actually know who that is. But yeah, I mean, I can't really say anything else there. I think the one thing I would like to see, and I think, they've kind of mentioned this, the front offices, they do want to try and sign some free agents.
Absolutely. They got capital. They got they got the money to do it. So.
One name that kind of sticks out to me right now is John Klingberg from the Dallas Stars, defenseman, only 29 years old, 6'3", 190, played 73 games, had 46 points. I would like to have kind of another, kind of fill that Giordano spot of having that veteran defender, but actually be young.
Right.
Because there's a couple of, like, Chris Letang out of Pittsburgh. He's not going to leave, but he's there. But he's at 35. PK Subban is at 32. So there are, like, very good defenders out there. But what stuck out to me was with Klingberg was he was 29.
29. Yeah.
And the guy puts up points.
Yeah, for a defenseman.
Yeah.
40, yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's at least for free agents going into this coming year, he's right below Chris Letang. So
Oh,
definitely a worthwhile grab, I think, if we can actually steal him away from Dallas. His base salary the last 2 years is only $6 million. So I would have no issue. So when he was 23, he signed a 7-year, $29 million contract. He's now going to be entering in his 30th year. But give the guy like a 5-year deal. I mean, I have no problem with that.
No,
because I mean, he's put up at least 40 points. Let me just take a look here real quick while I got this up. In 2017, he had 67 points. So there's only been 2 seasons where he's been under 40 points. So
yeah, that would be a worthwhile pickup.
Yep, consistent player. And granted, one of those years he put under 40 was a COVID year where they didn't even play that many games. So
that don't count. Yeah.
So I definitely think if you could try and steal him away, that'd be a good fit on that first line. But like you said, they got some young guys coming up, and even the guys they did draft in the entry level are still young. Wenberg, Donato, Yanni Gord. I hope he'll be here for the rest of that contract coming out of Tampa. And then, I really like the 2-headed goalie combo that we have in Chris Drider, I don't know, and Philip Grubauer. Yep.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be, staples there. I know people have said that Grubauer's been not good this year, but if you look at the defense, especially early on in the years or earlier in the season, you can tell they just weren't meshing, and you would just see, guys going on breakaways that even like the best goalies are going to have a hard time stopping. Yeah. So,
and again, this was a team that was put together, so nobody really played with each other. So nobody really knew what each other was doing or, what their tendencies were. So, we had to get through that. So,
and I do think they're getting to that point.
Yes.
They're finally starting to figure out how each player plays. And unfortunately it took this long to get to that point.
Yeah.
But it does feel like they're at least going into next year in a really good spot.
I agree. And it will be a lot easier to go after free agents after this first season, because now they'll see, hey, they got the fan support. They got a pretty good organization in place.
Yep.
When they tell me this is why they want me there, I think it's going to be a pretty good story Seattle can sell.
Yep. No, I definitely agree. Yeah. I mean, it would have been hard last year. And the fact that they did pick up some of the guys they did is impressive. To say the least. So, yeah, they definitely have a better option, I think, going forward into this free agency class. Like you said, the fan base showed up every game. They're starting to make that turn in the right direction. So it'll definitely be an interesting offseason for them. It really will be. And I'm glad there's a hockey team that I can continue to follow and support instead of, 1 year I'm a Nashville fan because we live close to Nashville. 1 year I'm a Tampa fan because we went to a Tampa Lightning game. Like it just, actually there's a team now that I actually want to follow and support. So
yeah, exactly.
That'll definitely be fun. In their entry draft, May 10th, we'll find out where we're picking for the next draft. That doesn't happen until July, but we'll find out soon, what pick we will have. And then of course, talking about the draft, Seattle Seahawks draft tomorrow. Lots of honestly, there aren't a lot of rumors about Seattle. They have been very quiet about what they're going to be doing at 9. I think the consensus is they're probably going to trade down. But we did do our mock, so we kind of have an idea probably what we're feeling or what we want to see out of them.
Right.
But is there anything that has surprised? Are you surprised that there really isn't anything coming out of Seattle's camp?
No, and the reason why is I don't even think they know what's going on in this draft, to be honest. I don't think anybody does, because anybody in the top 10 wants to get out of the top 10. The teams don't want to draft anybody right now. Nobody wants to say who they're going to draft because they don't even know who to go after. Seahawks, want out. They do not want to be the 9th pick this year. But they aren't. But nobody after 10 wants to really wheel and deal to go down either. And so now what you're going to find is, okay, for the top 10 teams, what what do they need to do? Well, it's going to be the high hitting positions, edge rushers, cornerbacks. You're probably going to see some lines going out of the stadium, anything up the middle. So yeah, so now all of a sudden I'm hearing that the Hawks at number 9, because if nobody's willing to move, the name that's jumping off the board right now for Seattle is Jordan Davis, defensive tackle
out of Georgia.
And some of the things that they keep saying about him is, well, did Fletcher Cox amount to anything being a defensive tackle?
Turned out okay.
Yeah, turned out okay. And they were kind of comparing him with a couple other players. Needless to say, there's a guy down in LA who seems to play in the middle a little bit, and he seems to do okay.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's okay.
Made a Super Bowl winning tackle not too long ago. So in that case, if he's there, because he is a freak of nature. Yeah.
I mean, the guy can run what, a 4.7 40?
Yeah, 6'6", 340 pounds, 4.78. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a freak. So you could put him out there and he could cause disruption up the middle.
Yeah.
So that was a name. The other name that's interesting because he keeps sliding in this first top 10 is Derek Stingley.
Yep.
And I'm afraid if he's there, they got to go for him.
Yeah. Yep. Definitely.
But it's really interesting how everybody's saying nobody wants to move. Nobody wants to drop that. Nobody wants to drop up to the top picks.
Yeah.
But there's always one team that if their player is somewhere close and they get nervous, there'll be that one team that'll make that trade. But right now, nobody's showing their hands before tomorrow. It's a really interesting, but the names that still keep coming up for Seattle, I think, is Jordan Davis, Derek Stingley, Evan Neal.
Yep, he's there.
He keeps sliding. He keeps sliding around. Kayvon Thibodeau.
Yep,
he keeps moving, and then Charles Cross may still be there at 9. So, but then a lot of thoughts are all of those guys are going to be gone before 9.
I know that's the interesting part. Is like you said, like originally, that those were the 5 names, there was a good chance, we might have our shot at 3 of those 5 at 9.
Right.
And all of a sudden when there's not really the quarterback depth, lots of these teams in the top 10 need a line and no one wants to trade up into the top 10. There's a good chance all those guys are gone by the time. I think the most realistic one is probably Jordan Davis. Because I think there's a couple teams that really like Thibodeau.
Right.
I mean, Stingley could have been the number 1 pick when he was a freshman. So he still has something there. What was the other one? Oh, Charles Cross and Evan Neal.
Right.
I mean, it'd be nice if one of them's there, but it's hard to actually picture them being there at 9. With that said, like you said, there's always one team that comes out of nowhere and surprises. What team in your head would actually move up? Like they'd be willing to give a little more than they should to get their guy.
Yeah, man, that is the question. Who would do it? I don't know. That's the weird thing this year. There's none of the GMs are really showing their hands right now.
Yeah. I think I do think one team that would be Pittsburgh. They're at 20.
Pittsburgh might.
They signed Trubisky for, a 2-year deal or whatever for way too much. But there's teams in between them that I think would take like a quarterback that they might want or another guy. That's kind of the team that I'm kind of looking at to maybe jump from 20 to maybe 11 or 12. Not a huge jump. And I don't think, I do not think anyone's going in the top 10. I think the people that are in that 1 through 10, they're kind of stuck.
I think so. Yeah.
Which I don't know. I'd kind of like being able to see Seattle take a player instead of go to bed and then wake up the next day to see who we take.
Well, let's go watch day 2.
Yep. But I
don't
top
know.
10 guys that they're stuck, I think. And this is the worst draft class to be stuck in the top 10.
Yeah. It was interesting. Someone on the radio made the comment about Seattle. They just, I think it was Colin Cowherd. He goes, yeah, and Seattle will probably just go ahead, win 4 games, and try to get either the first or the second pick next year.
Yep.
For the quarterback.
Yep.
And he's all on CJ Stroud. So
of course he is.
Yeah. So, but who knows? I'm not really sure about this whole, they all say the NFC West and everybody's going to run away with it, but LA is going to run away with it.
Yeah.
And then, Arizona, and then San Francisco, and then
yep.
Seattle. I don't know. LA's got the players, but I don't know. There's always that second year,
Yep.
They got there, now they got it. And yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It'll be interesting. Yeah. Bad draft class to be top 10. Then it's like the guys that are there and you don't really want to pay top 10 money for these guys.
No.
So it is a very weird dynamic and situation this year.
It really is a weird year. And, and it's kind of weird. I blame COVID.
Yeah.
It's just, it screwed everything up for the last 2 years.
Yep.
So now we're kind of feeling the ramifications of that 2-year kind of lapse where, some of these players lost some of that development.
Yep. Yeah.
So we would probably be having a totally different draft if we didn't have pandemic years.
Yeah.
So, but it is what it is.
Yep.
We got to deal with it. But it's such a later round draft, if that makes sense.
Yep. Later rounds. Yep. Like kind of that
3,
middle
4, 5.
Yep.
Would be that's where there's going to be the bulk of the draft done, and the value picks are going to be in that 3 through 5. It's going to be weird to see how teams feel, about their draft picks and everything this year. I mean, put as positive spin as you can on it, but it's like,
yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep.
But I would if Seattle could draft, trade out, they would.
Oh,
I don't think there's going to be a trading partner out there to do with.
I don't think so either. And then, of course, we got 40 and 41 in the second round. So,
yeah.
I think you kind of just mentioned that it's a later round draft. I think starting at the second is where we'll really see the bulk of the draft.
That's where trades will be.
Yep. Draft day things will be happening. Yep. I agree for sure.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, obviously, good luck to the Sounders tonight in that match. Kind of the same to the Kraken. Just finish the year healthy. Don't anyone tear an ACL or do anything weird.
Exactly.
And then, hopefully Marco's are okay and it won't be a 60-day IL thing. However, it does look like there's some names out there if it does come to that. And then hopefully we get a 2012 draft in the next couple days and Seattle's back to a Super Bowl contender in a year or two. But with that said, anything else that you have to add tonight before we wrap up?
Nope. That's a pretty good nutshell. It'll be fun watching the draft tomorrow, see what happens, see what Seattle ends up with. And, go Sounders. And, hey, at least good vibes only with Seattle Mariners. So good vibes only.
Yep. With that said, everybody, appreciate you all for watching, watching on YouTube. Of course, we do have the audio versions as well over on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor. And then usually we'll be having clips as well on the YouTube channel. So thank you everyone for watching, and we will see you all in the next episode of Anchors Away.